mengucapkan penghargaan dan terima kasih kepada semua ahli jawatan kuasa yang telah bertungkus-lumus berusaha menganjurkan seminar untuk 2 hari ini, dan juga semua hadirin yang saya hormati sekalian. Ya. Kita sedia maklum bahawa bulan Oktober adalah merupakan bulan kaunseling kebangsaan dan bulan kesihatan mental sedunia pada setiap tahun. Jadi oleh itu, tema seminar Hari Kaunseling Hospital Umum Sarawak peringkat negeri pada tahun ini adalah Emotional Health is your call. Be kind to your mind. Be kind to your mind. So tema ini selaras dengan objektif utama seminar, yaitu kepentingan penjagaan kesehatan emosi adalah sebagai langkah pertama sebelum penjagaan kesehatan mental. Ya. Dan juga tujuan seminar ini diadakan adalah untuk menambah baik kemahiran tentang penjagaan kesehatan emosi untuk pegawai perubatan, bukan saja pegawai perubatan, untuk staf klinikal dan juga staf pengurusan, bagi mengawal isu burnout dalam kerjaya. Selain itu, ia dapat juga membantu dari segi pengendalian pesakit dengan baik sewaktu berkomunikasi dengan pesakit melalui kesehatan emosi yang terkawal. Dan juga melalui seminar ini, ia dapat membimbing pegawai yang menghadapi masalah dan cabaran perubahan dunia pekerjaan dengan teknik yang berkesan serta meningkatkan potensi diri ke tahap optimal. Kesehatan emosi dan kesehatan mental adalah sesuatu yang tidak dapat dipisahkan kerana ia saling berkait antara satu sama dengan lain. Apa yang membezakan dia adalah kesehatan mental adalah melibatkan kognitif, iaitu daya tindak, coping skill, cara memproses fikiran yang melibatkan telik akal, insight seseorang. Manakala kesehatan emosi melibatkan perasaan, ekspresi diri dan mood, kawalan rasa, ya, hubungan sesama manusia dan juga kawalan sikap. Secara ringkasnya, terdapat individu yang pikiran bercelaru, namun emosi masih stabil. Namun ada individu yang mempunyai pemikiran yang teratur dan sistematik dalam pekerjaan, tetapi emosinya mudah terusik sehingga menyebabkan kebimbangan dan trauma. Jika berlaku sesuatu peristiwa yang menunjukkan, sebagai contohnya semasa situasi pandemik yang melanda sebelum ini. So, dia ada perbezaan kesehatan mental dan kesehatan emosi. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan yang saya hormati sekalian, dalam seminar ini kesehatan emosi ditekankan dengan harapan agar dapat membantu barisan pegawai yang seringkali terdedah dengan tekanan dalam pekerjaan yang secara langsung boleh mengganggu kesehatan mental sekiranya ia tidak dapat dikawal secara optimum. Pengurusan emosi yang baik jika dapat dipraktikkan secara intensif di tempat kerja, ia turut juga membantu dalam mewujudkan suatu suasana kerja yang lebih harmoni dan sejahtera. Pada hari untuk seminar ini, kita amat bersyukur, ya, ada dapat penceramah yang berpengalaman, yang pakar-pakar dalam bidang mereka, dan juga ya, yang istimewanya kita ada individu, ya, ada perkongsian daripada individu yang telah mengalami, yang melalui, ya, yang telah berjuang, yang telah sudah able to cope, telah mengalami difficulty di mana telah mengharungi semua fasa kehidupan yang sukar yang boleh di kalangan kita untuk berkongsi pengalaman. Saya ucapkan terima kasih kepada semua penceramah dan individu yang telah sudi datang untuk berkongsi pengalaman. Jadi oleh itu saya ada harapkan agar semua peserta akan bermanfaat dan mengaplikasi ilmu yang dikongsi pada 2 hari ini sebagai langkah pertama dalam penjagaan kesehatan emosi, bukan sahaja untuk pekerjaan tapi juga untuk diri sendiri dalam kehidupan diri sendiri. Akhir sekali, tahniah dan syabas kepada pihak penganjur dari Unit Psikologi Kaunseling Sedunia dan ARKAB atas penganjuran pada tahun ini. Saya juga mengucapkan terima kasih kepada penaja, ya, from Sarawak Energy. I think Sarawak Energy so far, ya, setiap tahun tetap menganjur aktiviti yang berkait dengan kesehatan mereka di hospital Sarawak. I think juga Sabati juga merupakan salah satu penganjur yang telah memberi bantuan untuk 2 hari ini. Tidak terlupa juga kepada SUPT untuk membenarkan, ya, penggunaan Dewan ini untuk Dewan ini amat very nice Dewan, right? Ya, untuk penganjuran khusus, ya. So dengan ini saya ucapkan terima kasih once again to all of you, and sekian, terima kasih.
Majlis meratapkan ucapan ribuan terima kasih di atas amanat ketakluan yang telah disampaikan oleh yang berbahagia Dr. Ngian Hiung, Pengarah Hospital Umum Sarawak sebentar tadi. Hadirin yang dihormati, sebelum kita ke acara seterusnya, mohon kepada pemilik kenderaan SMD 1717, QAS 3193, QAA 3792 dan WVX 4409 untuk mengalihkan kenderaan dengan segera. Terima kasih.
Terbang di awan burung jentayu, batang jerami rebah ke bumi. Tampillah Tuan kami merayu bersama ucapan kata perasmi.
Tuan-tuan hadirin yang dihormati, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan yang dihormati, ayo kita sama-sama menyaksikan persembahan multimedia. Demikianlah tadi persembahan multimedia yang telah disediakan oleh pihak pengurusan penganjur. Terima kasih diucapkan. Hadirin tuan-tuan yang dihormati, majlis diteruskan lagi dengan mempersilakan Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri Profesor Dr. Sim Kui Hian, Timbalan Premier Sarawak, merangkap Menteri Kesihatan Awam, Perumahan dan Kerajaan Tempatan, untuk tampil menyampaikan ucapan seterusnya merasmikan seminar Hari Kaunseling Sedunia peringkat negeri Sarawak tahun 2022. Dipersilakan.
Thank you very much to our MC. Yang berbahagia Dr. Nian UMUM, our Director of Sarawak General Hospital. Yang berusaha Encik Wang Sansuri Wang Hasbi, have been always seeing you around for a while but did not know the title, so sorry. Vice Director Sarawak General Hospital Management and Administrative, yang berusaha Cik Hayati binti Hashi Sabrini, Coordinator of State of Sarawak in the field of Counseling Psychology, yang berusaha Puan Rachel Chiu Lin Chu, Chairman of the organizing for this program Seminar World Counseling Day 2022, panel members, my colleagues from medical fraternities, sponsors from SEB. SEB is a $6 billion company. It's a lot of time people didn't know that it's 100% Sarawak government owned. That's why we can give you discount in electricity, you see. How much discount I also don't know. Sabati and Waidani Management. And ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning and Saran Sarawak sayang. What a great start, you know. I mean, first, I was so impressed and very blessed with all of you in your best dress, the traditional dress and so on. And next, right, I was so surprised by the song, you know. This is, congratulations. And this is truly appropriate, very appropriate for an extremely important topic. Extremely important topic that we are facing, not just medical fraternity, but Sarawak as a whole, which is our mental health, emotional health. And I share with you why it's so important. But let me congratulate first the organizers and the committee from Sarawak General Hospital Psychology Counseling Unit and Sarawak General Hospital ARKAB, AKRAB. I mean, I need to find out, I should have done my homework. What is AKRAB? Sarawak Heart Center for the tremendous efforts in making this seminar a success in conjunction with the month of October Counseling Day celebration. That is a World Mental Health Day. You know, thank you very much for taking the initiative, for making an effort, because it is you, our heroes, that make a difference to our Sarawak. I want to strongly welcome all our clinical officers and civil servants from various departments throughout Sarawak to be here. And I mean, welcome to Kuching, and welcome to SCPP. I'm not talking about so much of politics. This building has been here since 1959. And then the successive one of us, we modify it, yeah. And so this is interesting. It also reflects how we had to preserve it. You know, of course, the original building not like this, yeah. And then we the successive us, and we preserve it. And sometimes, like, people just sell all the property, you know, and then we don't have that history anymore. Today's program, we serve on the emotional and mental health. Emotional health and mental health issues, we should never underemphasize. It's a topic in which we had to start with our frontliners. And if you remember COVID-19, it is extremely stressful for all our frontliners. And I want to thank all our frontliners, right, that once in 100 years we face a pandemic like that. And despite the most stressful time, we did the profession proud. We did extremely well, extraordinarily well for Sarawak. Thank you very much for the COVID-19 sacrifices. I I was told that the Sarawak ranked 4th highest in terms of mental health issue, especially depression, and that's why this month and this event is extremely important for us to tackle all this. Just about the theme is emotional health is your core. It's extremely appropriate because it's not only reflecting our daily life that we need to deal with this, right? And emotional health cannot really separate from mental health. You know, it starts with emotional health, and when it gets worse, it becomes mental health. And in terms of this emotional health, right? It can be anyone, happen to anyone. It can be young, it can be old, any race, any religions, extremely well established, or just ordinary people. Let me share with you some of my personal experience, because when I was studying in medicine at Monash in the 1990s, I was so disappointed with the course, you know. About 25% of my course, right, is on psychology. And people like me, you know, from the jungle of Borneo, when I do medicine, right, I want to cut people, you know. And they spend so much time, right, asking me to study all this psychology. I'm so disappointed. But now, I mean, 30 years later, I mean, I graduated 30 years already. 30 years later, you realize how important it is. You know? So, I mean, it reflects that the Monash Medical School 30 years ago, it spent 1/4 of our time on psychology. You know? And it reflects how important it is. So, we know that sometimes some of these things happen, it leads to a change our behaviors, and then sometimes some of our colleagues notice that, hey, this guy's a bit strange, but then it's not good enough to notice, not good enough to recognize. It's important for us to do something. I share with you a few cases. I got a very, very successful businessman, right? And he's so successful, now he lives in Singapore, Sentosa Island. Each of the houses in Sentosa about 10 million. And he got 2 houses there, one just to meet guests. Yeah, because the other one is just where he lives. He's so successful, you know, to be so successful, right? You have to be very good mentally, you know. And so, because all these businessmen, they are very risk-taking also. At 4 o'clock every day, he had these symptoms of sweatings, palpitations, and then he sees so many doctors, you know, he goes and see cardiologists do angiogram for him, you know, and then get a second opinion and so on. It's a family friend, and so he came to see me. And he came to see me, and I said, I don't really have time. He came to see me because of cardiac. He said, oh, I mean, all the your cardiologists in West Malaysia are lousy. I come home to see you because I got palpitation and all those things. And I did angiogram, and they kept saying there's nothing wrong with me, but I'm not well. So I said, I know of doctors who is, even though it's not psychology, but it's an endocrinologist. It's a bit older than me, very experienced doctors. And I refer him, and then you know what she found out? She said, hey, your friends actually has psychology issue. I said, why? He's so successful. He said, he found out that at 4 o'clock, his driver has a heart attack while he is in the car and died. So every day at 4 o'clock, right, subconsciously, right, the sweats come out, the palpitation come out, and then it took, I mean, that's why you don't have to be a psychology, yeah? It needs just a good doctors listening through and point up to him. And then he just went to him, and he knows what to do already. Because he just uses his mental health. Yeah, he just uses his mental health to, he understands, he said, oh, my brain is fooling me. And he just block it off. You know? So sometimes it's just such a small thing, you know, the intervention is so simple, just to point it out. Yeah, I got one of our leaders who passed away. You know, these are the people that who in charge of the whole Sarawak. But they sometimes they also get into all this trap, you know. I mean, it's such a strong character and can make so many tough decisions. Has enormous experience on able to cope with stress, you know. And because as a politician, you cope with a lot of stress, right? But occasionally, also he got into all these issues. You know, there's one time before I really spent so much time in politics, but I was already in politics. I said, boss, I mean I don't call the title lah. I call the title. You guys know who it is, and then with all the recording around, election around, then we play around, very dangerous. You know, I said, boss, I am going to airport from here. I am going to Nice. You know, I am going to Nice, and you're fine. Okay, I see you in 3 days time. You know, before my plane landed, I mean in London, right? My phone kept going off. So I saw, because I mean sometimes before plane landed, you want to get all the data, all the what X and all those things. I saw so many missed calls. I thought, yeah, what happened, huh? You know. So as soon as I plane landed, the first thing is I call because certain type of my patients, you don't know when they suddenly die of new one, because they all have heart problem, they just suddenly die of new one. And if you die, right, it's a big Sarawak issue, you know. It's not just another patient. So I called. Then he said, I cannot breathe. I said, boss, it's all a matter of mind. Oh, okay. It's fine, that's all. He just want to hear your voice. And he just realized that because I'm going to be so far away, if anything happens, right, it will take me at least 24 hours before I can rush back to Kuching, you know. But you just want to hear a voice. I got another one even more interesting. A rich daughter-in-law. I mean, a daughter-in-law from a rich family, right? So doesn't mean that you married rich, right? Yeah, you know. That's why my wife always said, why must she go to work? You know, when I came back to Malaysia, my wife always said, why must she work? I said, gender equality. You know, so that she go and earn her money and go and earn my money because my salary is so poor. You see, 3,130 ringgit when I came back to Malaysia. You know, so the first thing is I send my wife to work so that we have as she said, why she need to work? Gender equality. Then nowadays she still complains, why must she go to work? I said 8 hours mother-in-law free a day, so she quickly go to work. You know, and this rich daughter, this daughter-in-law from a rich family has been investigated in Singapore. You know, so many doctors see him until the mother-in-law said, "You're going to see Dr. Singh. You know, we have enough." You know, so when you sit down, right, you know what happened? It's a family dynamic, but she did not realize it. You know, all these are subconscious. So as a good doctor, right, not necessarily a good doctor, a good nurse, a good counselor, or what, right? You just need to spend time listening to them. And then sometimes you just need to tell them that your mind is playing with you. So all these are emotion. Then of course, I mean, those are issues, right? I mean, I don't dare tell the daughter-in-law the only way to solve the issue is to move out of the house. I don't dare say anything, you know, otherwise the father-in-law can't look for me. So, but again, it shows that this type of issue can happen to someone very powerful, can very ordinary, very poor, very rich, very well educated, you know, very well established. It can happen to anyone. It can be young or old, you know. So sometimes we really need to make all these efforts to make sure that our people are emotionally and mentally healthy. And that's why you guys are a hero. Why you guys are a hero? Because you know that when Sarawak go to 2030, 8 years from now, Sarawak is going to be the richest state in the whole Malaysia. You know, and you will be unprecedented rich, right? We must prepare for it, and we will be everybody. everybody will get a share. I mean, everybody will get a share. Like our sovereign wealth fund, Avanjo also one share. I also one share. You also one share. If you guys are not Sarawakian, right, you better quickly apply for your PR. Don't say I don't tell you, and then all these, right, need a lot of talents. We need people at all aspects, not just a successful businessman, not just successful politician, not just successful doctors, but we need people able to cope. Because when Sarawak is progressing so fast, riches and all those things, it brings a lot of stress on. You know, because we expect you, each and every one of you, to be also stepping out on. So we need that. And speaking about stress, right, I always tell my fellow doctors, right, for us, if your boss don't love you, he doesn't give you hard work, doesn't give you pressure. I mean, HP, remember HP, okay? So you must ask your boss, you know, why you don't love me, don't give me pressure, don't give me hard work. Do you know why? As you go higher and higher, right, you work harder, right? As you go higher and higher, you got more pressure, right? So if the boss don't want to see you going up, right, he never give you hard work, never give you pressure, no? True or not? Because the boss don't want you to go up, right? Just want you to be forever stay there, right? So every day you must ask your boss, boss, what else you want me to do? You know? Boss, how come you're so nice to me? Because you want to get rid of me, is it? That's why I tell people, don't ask me for recommendation. Because why? I only give recommendation for someone that I want to get rid of. Or you give recommendation for your best staff and they run away? You never, isn't it? So every time you think about it, so next time don't ask your boss for recommendation, otherwise you know that the boss wants to get rid of you. Right? So all these will need a lot of emotional support. And we have to look after ourselves. At workplace, at bigger family gathering, at Sarawak, at community levels, we all need to do our part. We know what is coming, and we've got time to prepare for it. And we need to do it together. Yeah? Because we don't want Sarawak to be so successful, but every Sarawakian has mentor. I mean, we want to be successful and really doing well so that everyone else really jealous of us. Yeah? So these are all the other things. In terms of building new cancer hospital, building new hospital, that one I can help. You know, because that policy, looking for money, funding. But in terms of, because mental health, emotional health will need each and every one of you on the ground, that one I cannot help. You know, that one I cannot support. You know, I try my best to help but sometimes some of the big bosses, right, I don't let to say too much, otherwise they get rid of me. No, I'm just joking. We are not like that. You know? So I want to take this opportunity to thank all the JKK, you know, for taking the initiative. Last few years, I see that they've done so many. This is what I mean by proactive. We must learn to be proactive. I want to thank all the delegates across Sarawak. I hope that after all this, when you go back wherever you come from, do something. Yeah, I always tell everybody. I mean, for me, I always try my best to do something to change. I spent 17 years in Melbourne. I was trained by Australia, and not to come back to Sarawak, you know. Otherwise, they'll never train me, you know, because training a cardiologist costs them a lot of money, and deprive another Australian opportunity, you know. After that, come back to Sarawak. You see, when I come to Sarawak, right, the Australian government were always wondering why I come back. Because all the cardiologists in Australia, right, you get paid very well. And 1 to 2 million Australian each year. They give us good facilities, but yet I come home Sarawak is my home. That's why I'm here. And that's why I still work so hard for Sarawak. Not for me, yeah, for me, right? I do not need all this, you know, no need to be so stressful. I can just take holidays every day. But it's for Sarawak, that's why we work so hard. And all of you, since you're working in Sarawak, you work hard. I will try my best to do the other part. We will try our best to get back our, like our YB KJ said, they want to decentralize the health now because we say that once Sarawak health autonomy, once you decentralize, at least you won't just get 700 ringgit lah. You know, your Sarawak civil service bonus is how much? 1.5 months, right? You know, otherwise you think, oh, so that part I will do, but we do it together, like, huh? So I saw lastly I saw that the video said your life does not get better by chance, it get better by change, and that change is on you, on me. We do it together, and so it's so important that our days, each one of us has number of days left. You must calculate. You know, I always tell everybody I only got 7,000 days left because the average Malaysian male in Sarawak is 74.8 years. I got 7,000 days left. So the last 1,000 days is going in hospital, coming out of hospital, going back to hospital, right? And then I sleep for 6 hours a day. That means another 1,600 days left. So you must put that into that perspective so that it makes you take actions. Otherwise, you keep thinking you got so many days left, and you just think, oh, saja. But if you calculate all this, then you want to do something. I hope that all of you believe and act like what I believe, so that we can do something better for Sarawak. Yeah. So jangan tengok saja. Yeah. So do something. Yeah. So because you will be our heroes on the ground. Without you, I can only tengok saja. Because I cannot be on the ground everywhere. You know, I mean that's why I have so much pressure, and I'm very honored to be here this morning to declare the opening of the mental health counseling week. And this is indeed an extremely important topic. Yeah, and I hope that our reporters do right there. You know? Otherwise, all the reporters also get stressed and also got mental health, also emotional health, also. You know, and so that together, when we can pursue a better 2030 for Sarawak, together, hopefully by the next time soon, we will get our health autonomy back, so that we can. And next time when we can discuss on bonus. Not now. I mean now it's just tengok saja. And then the rest of us keep on. Every time I go to person, they keep on telling me, Dr. Singh, we are Sarawakian. Yes, I said we are Sarawakian. We are serving Sarawakian. Yes, we are serving Sarawakian. And they said, why is it that we only get 700 ringgit? I mean used to be 500 ringgit lah. I said, I mean, at least measure 500 ringgit in Sarawak, right? Sarawak government give 500 ringgit. In understand, you only got 500 or? But they said, but then why Sarawak civil service get 1.5 months? And I told them, I also think, no, saja. Why? YB, right? Tidak ada. YB juga tengok saja. But let's do it together so that the rest of you can have a bit more to get Sarawak civil service bonus will never, at this rate, right, will never go down below 1.5 months. It will go any higher, you know, because I mean just like you ask SEB how much is the bonus, and they started sending you only. They don't want to tell you, you know. SEB is a $6 billion company. You know how much money they make. So that's why they are all very happy. Everybody wants to be SEB staff. So, but it's a good company. It's a good company that which do us very proud. Our first Sarawak government venture into hydroelectricity in Kalimantan, which is the first hydroelectricity in Kalimantan, the in-house design by SEB. You know, last time we had to go and get foreigners, you know, and now the in-house design 1,300 megawatt and 40% Sarawak government owned. You know, and then for SCB, they're working so hard to help us to make money, yeah, because our electricity, Sarawak electricity 25 cents per kilowatt. That's why we can afford a minute in Kong. We sell it to Sarawak for 35. We sell it to Indonesia for 40 plus. Now we ask them to sell to Singapore for at least $1. Sell it to Singapore, so they're helping us to make money, so that we pay cheaper electricity, and then so that Sarawak government can say, okay, like give 25% discount, you know. And that's why it's a very important company of Sarawak government, you know, 100% Sarawak government owned. You know, a lot of people didn't realize it. So let's do it together. Let's address this very critical issue of emotional and mental health. First, among our fraternity. You know, because always newspaper talk about bully, you know, among our fraternity, the help is there. Everyone is willing to look after each other, and then next is to do it for Sarawak. Now I wish you a very successful meeting, a very fruitful meeting, because you have excellent start. You have the costume, the songs, and you have the setting. You know. Emotion, the setting, which is the ambience. Yeah, the ambience, and I'm very sure that with that you can do something really good for Sarawak. Thank you very much, and I wish you a very fruitful day.
Mohon berhormat untuk sekali lintas. Dan seterusnya dipersilakan yang berbahagia Dr. Ngian Hiung, Pengarah Utama Sarawak serta Dirjen Jemputan untuk sama-sama ke pentas bagi acara simbolik perasmian. Dipersilakan. Dipersilakan yang berhormat untuk ke acara simbolik perasmian. Hadirin yang dimuliakan dengan yang sudah seminar Hari Kaunseling Sedunia Peringkat Negeri Sarawak tahun 2022. Kepada yang berhormat, terima kasih diucapkan kepada yang berbahagia Dr. Ngian Hiung.
Seterusnya dipersilakan yang berhormat serta Dirjen Jemputan untuk sama-sama ke sesi fotografi bersama peserta seminar. Turut dipersilakan semua ahli jawatan kuasa, seminar Hari Kaunseling dan wakil setiap tapak pameran untuk turut serta sesi fotografi.
Dipersilakan peserta seminar untuk sama-sama berdiri untuk sesi fotografi bersama dengan yang berhormat.